Male circumcision, a parent's perspective. Way back in the summer of 2008, my eldest son, then 6.5, had been complaining for some time about his willy hurting him and feeling tight when he went for a wee. We took him to our GP, who advised circumcision as the best treatment. We said that we may have considered this in the future as we are Muslims. We then asked if our other son, then 2.5, might suffer from the same issue. If so, they could be circumcised together. The GP said that circumcisions were only performed for medical, not cultural or religious reasons. She referred both boys to the hospital. At no time did she suggest an alternative treatment, and we, in our ignorance, did not ask. When the boys were examined at the hospital, they were both diagnosed with phimosis, and we received an appointment for the circumcision procedure for the end of October 2008, 3 months after our initial appointment with the GP. I just wish that we had asked more questions, researched the alternatives, and not been so willing to go along with what the specialists said. The only risks we were ever advised of was surrounding the anaesthetic and bleeding after the operation. No one gave us any information about the physical and psychological trauma that it would cause our boys. No one told us that it was unnecessary and it would affect their sexual pleasure and destroy thousands of nerves in the most sensitive organ in their body. No one even suggested that we leave it a while and have a think about it. They thought they were doing us a favour as Muslims, that it was a mutual agreement. We didn't even realise until 6 months ago that phimosis is natural and that the foreskin separates from the head of the penis, usually during puberty, between the age of 12 and 18 years. How could we have been so ignorant and so blind? I remember the day of their circumcision like it was yesterday. Deep down I didn't want to do it, but there was an invisible pressure willing me on. It was the normal practice for boys in my husband's country. No one ever questions it there. We had the added belief that our eldest had a medical need for it, and that our other son could also develop the same problem. We naively thought that they could support each other through it. The boys were in a room on their own. When they came round from the anaesthetic, they seemed okay at first, just a bit sleepy. I was more worried about them not waking up from the anaesthetic than the life-changing harm that the circumcision had caused. How ridiculous was that? When the pain relief started to wear off, I realised just how much pain they were in. They couldn't bear to wear pants or allow anything to rub against their penis. My eldest's penis actually got infected afterwards too. They couldn't bear to wear clothes over their genitals, and having a bath was a nightmare. However, slowly the scars healed, and I thought the worst was over. I thought they could carry on with life as normal. I couldn't have been more wrong. In the summer of 2019, my youngest son said that he wanted to speak to us about something. He said that he had been angry for a while about being circumcised. It was completely out of the blue for us. He said that when he had looked at FGM in PSHE at school, he started to question why female circumcision was illegal, but male circumcision was legal and acceptable. At first we said that he was exaggerating and that his dad had been circumcised and that it hadn't affected him at all. It took months of angry exchanges with both sons, lots of research and viewing documentaries like A Cut Too Far Male Circumcision by the BBC and American Circumcision, to begin to realise the full impact of our decision in 2008. We searched for support groups to help us to deal with the issues in our family. It was tearing us apart. We found 15 Square, and I started emailing David Smith. We had a video call with him, as we couldn't meet him due to the coronavirus, and this really helped the boys. We became members of 15 Square and vowed to share our story in the hope that people are better informed about circumcision and its devastating effects. Lucky for my boys, now aged 14 and 18, they are in the process of restoring their foreskin